Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's AJ and Rage. Klay Thompson is a Maverick. We about to break it all down. How far can the Mavericks go with this new addition? You're now tuned in to Hoops World.
Hoops World.
James.
Right here, the king is like, hey, guess what? I'm still the king.
I hit the streets just to get a bag. I pack, he got toe tagged. I punched the nigga for shorty. I'm John Woo with the 40. You not gang or the homie. Don't blow me, no, you don't know me. Gang shit, members only. You wasn't there, I was lonely. You wasn't there, I was lonely. Dog nights, blicky on me. I was just stacking my commas up. Head down, trying to run it up. These niggas be steady, be clocking me.
Yeah, man. So Klay did it, man. We talked a little bit about it, but we weren't sure it was gonna happen. Like, I remember where I was when the news broke. I think I was at work or something, and I'm like I think I heard a rumor. It was like, oh, Lakers are gonna be in contention. They got Klay's dad to call him to try to recruit him because Klay's dad played for the Lakers and he's a broadcaster. So I'm thinking in my head like, Klay's gonna do it, bro. He's gonna sign with the Lakers. But then he just pulled a whammy on us and was like, okay, I'm going to the Mavs for 3 years, $50 million. Man, what was your reaction to the Klay Thompson news, bro?
Well, first it was like, wow, it happened.
Yeah.
He didn't go to the Lakers, so they're still in a bad situation. They're still trying to find who they can get. But the Mavericks, they've been making really good moves, and they got him on a solid deal.
Yeah.
And hopefully that defense can just hopefully revitalize, just help out a little bit. Just he's not horrible, but obviously it's taken a little bit of a fall.
Yeah.
That is huge for them because that's a guy who can score too. That's not like although the defense has dropped a little bit as you'd expect, right? This dude's had two different knee surgeries. Like it makes sense. He's getting older, but he can still score the ball. And the Mavericks had that issue. They had that issue too with their wings, is that they had guys who could shoot a 3-pointer. That's it. That's really it. They weren't really doing. They weren't really doing.
They
much.
were just basically like play
shot.
finishers.
Just sitting there.
Yeah, you gave Luka like play finishers because Derrick Jones
you had some cutters. You didn't have really
play
a bunch
finishers
of
and cutters.
actual.
Derrick Jones was an anomaly, and I just want to credit, if you're a Mavericks fan watching this, you guys have one of the best GMs in the NBA because Nico Harrison flipped this team twice. Like the first time he got you to the finals, and now this time he got you Klay Thompson.
He's
now
still
I'm looking
going.
at the Mavericks cap sheet right now, and they added Najee. So basically, this is what the Mavericks did so far. They flipped Derrick Jones, and instead they got Najee Marshall. They got rid of Josh Green, replaced with Quentin Grimes, and now Quentin Grimes. No, got rid of Tim Hardaway, replaced with Quentin Grimes. Got rid of Derrick Jones, replaced with Najee Marshall, and then you get the Josh Green was sent to, I think, the Charlotte Hornets for Klay Thompson. Was it the Hornets? I think it was the Hornets for Klay Thompson. So
yeah, Josh Green.
Josh Green. So that is just incredible from Nico Harrison because Najee Marshall is a great wing defender. He's like to me, he's a better version of Derrick Jones Jr., bro, because he can defend on the wing. He shoots better from 3. I mean, I think Derrick was probably a better point of attack defender, but Najee Marshall's still pretty close. He still got clamps, and he shoots a better percentage from 3. So it's like you replace that with Najee. He's younger. Quentin Grimes is a great 3-and-D wing player. He's 6'5". I think he's better than Josh Green, in my opinion. I think it's like when he was on the Knicks, I would watch this guy Quentin Grimes hit great, like he was defending at a high level, like really, really great perimeter defender, point of attack defender. And then you get Klay Thompson, one of the best shooters. You could say Klay Thompson is one of the best shooters in history, in NBA history. I mean, he's probably top 4, top 3.
Yeah, and obviously it also dropped a little bit this season, but this is also something different for Klay Thompson. One, he's on another team.
Yeah.
But 2, this is now the Warriors they weren't really contending last year.
Yeah.
They weren't really just contending this past year. We know that. But Klay Thompson's just coming right back into a situation where he's got to play his ass off.
Yeah, he does.
But it's so interesting because Kyrie Irving and Klay Thompson on the same team.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this before we probably get out of here. What do you think the lineups should be there's talks between the Mavericks fans. Because I've been on Mavs Twitter, listen to Mavs Spaces. Like their only issue is the point of attack defense with Kyrie, Luka, and Klay all in the same lineup. So I don't think Clay's gonna come off the bench because I don't think that's what he came to the Mavs for. He got offered more money and he came to the Mavs because he thought it was a better fit. Of course, the taxes, there's no income or whatever taxes, he'll get more money from the contracts. But Najee Marshall, do you put Najee Marshall because you think about how well, first of all, I guess you have to see how it will work with Clay at the three. But what do you think about the lineups? Like, what do you think what happens if okay, I'm playing the Mavericks and I want to call out Klay Thompson on the perimeter? We saw what the Boston Celtics did with Luka. They were ISO hunting Luka for every possession. What do you think of how's it going to be with Klay? Do you think the lineups?
So they could realistically go from obviously we know what their three is going to be. They're going to have Kyrie, Luka, and Klay. They're going to have all three of them.
Yeah,
But we know Gafford will start as well.
yeah,
But it's a matter of who you put at that four. You could experiment between Najee Marshall and
and PJ.
experiment between Najee Marshall and PJ Washington.
Mm,
See what's up. Try the point of attack defense. You can obviously always experiment, but maybe. And then the thing is also is that your starting lineup doesn't always have to be how you play out the game.
yeah,
They can have Quentin Grimes play quite a bit for them, be their point of attack defender for them,
yeah.
and, like I said, Najee Marshall could still be that
That's
for them. And
yeah.
if he could be that point of attack defender for them and they realize that, do it. But I think it should at least be at least their big three, Najee Marshall and Daniel Gafford, and see how it goes. See
That
how it
that's
goes.
that's the beautiful thing about what Nico did because Clay, you're gonna want Clay in your closing lineup. Obviously, Clay's gonna be in the closing lineup, and even if he starts, you have so many options to guard to point of attack. Like Quentin's a great defender, Najee's a good defender. Um, it's like the thing is now because when I looked at the Mavericks defense, they kind of funnel. They have great rim protection. Like Gafford and Lively are blocking everything. Even PJ is getting blocks. So a lot of their defense is because they don't have great perimeter defenders. They just funnel like opponents right to the rim. Like Clay don't really have to play crazy stop your man defense because he's literally funneling guys to Gafford, funneling guys to Lively for rim protection. So it's not always like Clay's gonna have to play, oh my god, he's gonna be the best defender in the world. He just gotta do a basic like what Luka did, give a minimal amount of effort, try to stop your man, and if you don't, you're gonna funnel him, you're gonna ice the screen, and you're gonna funnel him to Derek Lively where he's gonna punch whoever's coming in. So it's not really a crazy like people think Clay is gonna have to be some next defender. Like he's got the backup for rim protection just in case he gets beat. So it's not really the worst scenario. He just gotta be like in the finals where we just said Luka just gotta try a little bit. We saw when Luka tried to play defense, he was great. Like he was good because everybody else is a great defender on the team outside of Kyrie, obviously, but like just try. That's all it. Try within your scheme. That's it. All you need to do, Clay, is just try within your scheme. A little bit of effort. And I think Clay, like I said, Clay can do that. He can do that. He was an all-world defender before he got hurt. So I don't think he's a cone. People think he's a cone. That's the thing it is. I don't think he's a cone like Luka.
And the Mavs have shown the
Mhm.
ability to be able to have a good defense. They've
Yeah.
shown the ability to figure it out. We saw it this past year. The
Yeah.
Mavs were recently just horrible on defense. Once we saw that Kyrie Irving was traded to the Mavericks, a lot of the talk was they have no defense.
Defense. Yeah.
And it was an issue. It was an issue.
Yeah.
You just added Quentin Grimes, and they added Najee Marshall. We've watched them.
Yeah.
They added Klay Thompson. You've been able to you've been able to essentially help the perimeter defense. It might be a tiny bit worse,
Yeah.
but you still have a good overall defense. There's still more guys you can add.
Yeah.
They're not in the worst situation right now. The Mavericks are in a very solid spot. And to be able to know that you have a GM that is making the moves like this, it's inspiring. It's
Yeah.
inspiring
That
because they
is.
made the finals and they've shown that they're not done. There's a lot of teams that are getting better right now.
Yeah. They still have a
And
roster spot open. They still could add. There's talks of Marquise Morris,
what the
Marcus
Mavs are
Morris.
doing right now
Yeah.
is very, very important because
Yeah.
we were just it was just like over the offseason, obviously people jumped to conclusions pretty quickly, but they didn't make the playoffs, and it was like, oh my gosh, is Luka gonna leave? Is Kyrie gonna leave? How is that all gonna go? Is Luka gonna ask out? No,
Mhm.
they just planned it all out perfectly.
Exactly. They
It
made
made
the
sense.
team
There was
better.
no point. They knew what was going on, and they got that pick. They got that pick, and they drafted Lively with it. They know it.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing, man. He knows what he's
Nico
doing.
Feast,
The
he does.
Mavericks
He
are doing
cooked.
pretty well.
Make sure you guys hit that like button. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Hoops World Zero. Shout out to the Mavericks fans. Shout out to Klay. Shout out to Nico Harrison, one of the best GMs, man. You Maverick fans, you should be very, very happy with this move. It's going to be great. Appreciate you guys so much. We'll be back.